University Challenge, asking the questions. Siddharth Basu.
Hello and welcome to University Challenge on BBC World. We've arrived at the climax of our nationwide intercollegiate quiz contest, which began with 350 teams from far-flung corners of the country staking their claim for a place in the top 24. Over the last 6 months, you've seen those 24 qualifying teams go head-to-head in a series of absorbing contests till only 2 teams now remain in the fray. They are here with us in the studios, battle-hardened and honed, survivors of close encounters of the quiz kind, now poised and primed for the final playoff. Like last year, we have a team of engineering undergraduates taking on a team of postgraduate management students, but of course with 2 very different teams. This time, we have a match on our hands with the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode, versus the Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology, Delhi. The next 40 minutes will decide which one of these 2 teams takes home the University Challenge Trophy this year. We've reserved the first introduction of this event for our esteemed guest of honor, music maestro Pandit Ravi Shankar, accompanied by his wife, Srimati Sukanya Shankar. A torchbearer of Indian classical music, sitarist par excellence, foremost musical ambassador, eminent composer and teacher, Pandit Ravi Shankar has enthralled us with his music, is an exemplar of artistic excellence, and is one of the most decorated artists of our time, recipient of the Bharat Ratna, the Magsaysay Award, the Legion d'Honneur, and 2 Grammys too, to name just a few. Thank you, Panditji, for having joined us here with your charming wife. You honor us with your presence, which I'm sure will be an inspiration to our contending teams and will inspire them to do their best. It's time now to turn to our teams. Let's meet the finalists. From Kozhikode, we have the Indian Institute of Management. Established in 1996 on a hilly track not far from the sea in Kerala, IIMK is the 5th Indian Institute of Management established in the country. This team's journey to the final has seen them come up trumps against spirited opposition from the Delhi College of Engineering, BITS Pilani, and the College of Engineering, Guindy in Chennai. In the semi-final against a rampaging IIT Madras, they clawed back from a big deficit in the first round and held off a last-minute charge to scrape through to the final. They can take some heat, this team. Let's meet the hot 4 from IIM Kozhikode.
Hi, I'm Sanjeev Jayakumar from Chennai, doing an MBA in marketing. So far on University Challenge, I've jumped out of my seat 5 times, a number I wouldn't mind adding to if things go well today.
Hi, I'm Abhishek Sinha from Patna, an engineer. I'm majoring in marketing. On all our trips to Delhi for University Challenge, we have managed somehow to miss all our flights back home, something we won't mind repeating provided we win today.
And their captain.
Hi, my name is Gaurav Galakeri and I'm from Bangalore. I'm majoring in finance at IIMK. This team has shown the ability to come together when we really needed it, and I'm sure we'll be able to do that today.
Hi, I'm Suraj V. Kumar from Trichy, Kerala. I'm a finance and systems major. University Challenge gave me the opportunity to come back to Delhi after 15 long years, and I'm sure I'll carry a lot of fond memories back home.
And that's a team from IIM Kozhikode. Up against the management students from Kozhikode is a feisty foursome from Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology, Delhi, which was formerly known as the Delhi Institute of Technology. They began with a loss, losing their very first match to National Law School, Bangalore, but made the most of a second life when they qualified for the second round as one of the best losers. They brushed past Jipma Pondicherry, went on to beat a more challenging NIT Trichy in the next stage, but in what turned out to be a return match in the semi-finals against their first-round vanquishers, NLS Bangalore, they wrought sweet revenge in a close match which was decided in their favor in the dying minutes of the match. They seem to love a fight, this team. Let's meet the fighting 4 from NSIT Delhi.
Hi, I'm Abhishek Dimri from Delhi. I'm in my 4th year computer engineering at NSIT. We all have had a wonderful time so far, but we are looking to cap off with a sterling performance today.
Hi, I'm Anish Johnson from Delhi. I'm completing my 2nd year in computer engineering. Well, win or lose, either ways, this is going to be my last performance on the TV this year. I have to admit, I have thoroughly enjoyed my bet in the limelight.
And their captain.
Hi, I am Rohan Murarka from Delhi. I am pursuing instrumentation and control engineering. And now that I've nearly ran out of nails after the semis, I'll just keep my fingers crossed for the finals.
Hi, I'm Mukund Krishnan from Delhi. I'm pursuing my engineering in manufacturing process and automation. Well, I have to admit I had a lot of buzzers ringing in my ears for the past few weeks.
And that's the team from NSIT Delhi. This episode will run for 40 minutes with more questions and additional audio and visual rounds. Other than that, the rules are exactly the same as always. Starter questions are worth 10 points to be answered on the buzzer without consultation. 5 points are docked off the first team that interrupts a question wrongly. But for the team that gets a starter question right, there are 3 bonus questions worth 5 points apiece, which may be answered by consultation. Best of luck to both of the teams. Here's your first starter for 10. What is the Japanese word for harbor wave? And it's Sanjeev from IIM Kozhikode.
Tsunami.
That is correct, 10 points. Bonus questions for you, IIMK, on places associated with the Shankaracharya. Which mutt was established in the place where the horned sage Rishyashringa meditated in his last days?
Badrinath.
No, it's Sringeri. Next. In which place en route to Badrinath is Adi Shankaracharya believed to have attained enlightenment while meditating in a cave?
Jyoti Mutt.
I'll accept that. It's Joshi Mutt. Next. As Sringeri Mutt is also called Sharada Peeth, how is the mutt in Puri also known?
Balaji Peeth.
No, it's Govardhan Peeth, which is the correct answer. Just 5 points picked up there. Here's the next starter, open to both teams on the buzzer. Which actor made his directorial debut in theatre in 1972 with Badal Sarkar's Sari Raat, went on to win the first Sangeet Natak Academy Award for acting in Hindi plays in 1979, and later became famous for playing character and negative roles in Hindi cinema, and is Mukund from NSIT Delhi?
Amrish Puri.
That is correct, 10 points. Bonus questions for you, NSIT Delhi, on a tennis Grand Slam tournament. Annually, who is awarded the Norman Brooks Trophy, named after the first overseas player to win the Wimbledon in 1907?
The runner-up.
Of what?
At Wimbledon.
No, it's the winner of the Australian Open Men's Singles Championship. So, we move on to the next question. What venue was built in Melbourne by the government in the 1980s to replace the Kooyong Long Tennis Club as the venue of the Australian Open?
Flinders Park.
That is correct, 5 points. Next. After whom was Melbourne Park's centre court with a retractable roof named in 2003?
Rod Laver Arena.
That is correct. You get another 5 points. So you've got 20 on the board in SIT Delhi. And here's the next starter for 10, open to both teams. In US military parlance, faded giant, empty quiver, bent spear, and broken arrow are indicators of the level of severity. Suraj from IIM Kozhikode.
Nuclear warheads and their related consequences.
Nuclear accidents, I'm going to accept that, 10 points. You earn your team IIM Kozhikode a set of bonus questions on exchange of letters. Who edited Two Alone, Two Together? An exchange of letters between Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi from 1940 to 1964.
Vijayalakshmi Pandit.
That is incorrect, it's Sonia Gandhi. Next. Which English author wrote the epistolary novel Lady Susan at the age of 18 in around 1793, whose later works have been adapted into a number of films, including one by Ang Lee and another by Gurinder Chadha?
Jane Austen.
That is correct, another 5 points. In the early 1930s, in a famous exchange of letters with Sigmund Freud, which German-born scientist suggested that people must have an innate lust for hatred and destruction, to which Freud agreed, adding that war was biologically sound because of the love-hate instincts of man?
Albert Einstein.
That is correct, another 5 points. On to the next starter for 10. This is a visual starter here, so clue going to come up on the screen. Identify this politician who succeeded Yasser Arafat as the chairman of the PLO and its Gaurav.
Mahmoud Abbas.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. You get a set of clues now on royal residences. Completed in 1849, this grand structure, currently the head of state's ceremonial residence, was built as a monument to the country's military glory and history. Which palace is this?
The Louvre.
No, this is not. This is the Great Kremlin Palace in Moscow. Next. Identify this World Heritage Site where one of the rooms, Hall of Mirrors, was used for the signing of a historical treaty.
The Palace of Versailles.
That is correct. Next. Identify this landmark building which has historically served as a royal palace, a political prison, a place of execution, an arsenal, a royal mint, a menagerie, and a public records office.
The Tower of London.
That is correct, another 5 points. So, we move on to the next round, but before that, let's take a quick glance at the scores. NSIT Delhi are at 20, 35 points ahead. At 55, it's IIM Kozhikode. Here's the next starter for 10 points, open to both teams. In what particular discipline did India's Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore win an Olympic silver medal? Suraj from IIM Kozhikode.
Shooting.
You have to be more specific.
Air rifle.
Not good enough. The question passes. Anybody from NSIT Delhi? Abhishek.
Double trap.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. The question was which particular discipline, and that particular discipline was double trap, not just shooting. Abhishek, your correct answer fetches your team NSIT Delhi a set of bonus questions on the Paramveer Chakra. By what name do we better know Eva Yvonne Linda Made de Maros, who designed the Paramveer Chakra medallion?
Khanolkar.
Savitri Khanolkar, I'll accept that. The Paramveer Chakra depicts two weapons. One is Indra's Vajra. What is the other weapon?
Trident. Shiva's trident.
No, it's not. It's Shivaji's sword, the Bhavani. Next. Of what is the PVC medal made?
Okay, bronze. Go for
Bronze.
Bronze is the correct answer. Another 5 points to you. So on 40, you've inched closer to I Am Kozhikode, who are on 55. Here's the next start open to both teams on the buzzer. In Britain, until the Gregorian calendar was adopted in 1752, what was considered the first month of the year, with the legal year beginning on the 25th of that month? It's Anish from NSIT Delhi.
July.
No, it's not July. Question passes. Anything from I Am Kozhikode, Sanjeev?
March.
March is the correct answer. March was the first month of the original Roman calendar. And so, Sanjeev, your answer fetches I Am Kozhikode a set of bonus questions on space missions named after people. Which NASA satellite, launched in 1989, was put on a collision course with Jupiter in 2003 in order to prevent it from crashing into the moon Europa?
Cassini.
No, it's not. It's Galileo. Next. The NASA mission launched in 1989 to map the surface of the planet Venus was named after which famous explorer?
Columbus.
No, it's Magellan. Next. Which space probe named after a Dutch mathematician, physicist, and astronomer created the record of landing at a point furthest from the Earth in January 2005?
Cassini.
No, it's not Cassini, it's Huygens. I'd said Dutch mathematician, and so I'm Kozhikode, quite spaced out by that set on NASA missions named after people. But at this stage, as we go into our first of two breaks on this final of University Challenge, NSIT Delhi are at 40, 25 points ahead. At 65, it's I Am Kozhikode in the lead. That's the way things stand at this very early stage of this final of University Challenge. Let's find out what happens after the break. Do stay with us till then. Welcome back to this final of University Challenge, which is being contested between NSIT Delhi and I Am Kozhikode. At this stage, I Am Kozhikode have the advantage. They have a lead of 25 points, but let's see what happens as we progress with this final. Here's the next starter open to both teams on the buzzer. Which chess player achieved the highest ever FIDE ELO rating points of 2851? Abhishek, NSIT Delhi.
Garry Kasparov.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. With that, NSIT Delhi edge closer to the leaders. Abhishek, you get your team a set of bonus questions on rodents. The popular name of which rodent, the largest in the world, means master of the grasses in the language of the Guarani Indians?
I nominate Anish.
Anish?
Capybara.
That is the correct answer. Next. What is the meaning of the Latin word rodere, from which the word rodent originates?
Okay, incisors.
No, it's no. Next. Which rodent of the genus Castor is highly prized for its fur and well known for its dam building activities?
Beaver.
That is the correct answer. And so, here's the next starter for 10. In a numbering system designed by Egyptologist John Gardiner Wilkinson in 1821, what was designated KV62, discovered in 1922? And it's Suraj from I Am Kozhikode.
The Tutankhamun tomb.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. KV stood for King's Valley, or Valley of the Kings, and of course that was the tomb of Tutankhamun. Suraj, your answer fetches I Am Kozhikode a set of bonus questions on companies under the Ministry of Defense. Which Hyderabad-based public sector enterprise under the Ministry of Defense commercially manufactures the missiles and torpedoes that are developed by the DRDO?
Hindustan Missiles Limited.
No, it's Bharat Dynamics Limited. Next, there are 3 shipbuilding enterprises under the Indian government's Ministry of Defense. 2 of these are the Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers and the Goa Shipyard Limited. Which is the third?
Cochin Shipyard.
No, it's not. It's the Mazagaon Docks. Next. The origin of which public sector unit under the Ministry of Defense can be traced to the 1940 collaboration between the erstwhile princely state of Mysore, and Seth Walchand Hirachand.
HAL.
That is correct. You get 5 points. And here's the next starter. This one has a clue on the soundtrack, an audio clue. Who is speaking these words after successfully completing a major medical procedure?
The next step we started about 3 years ago when we started in laboratory transplanting hearts in animals.
Yes, it's Suraj from IIM Kozhikode.
Christian Bernard.
Christian Bernard is the correct answer, 10 points. He led the team that completed the world's first successful heart transplant. And so, Suraj, once again, you fetch your team IIM Kozhikode 3 bonus questions, this time on speeches. Clues on the soundtrack. Who is this speaker delivering this speech on a historic occasion in 1997?
I'm the 28th governor, the last governor. Like all the other governors and their families, my wife, my children, and myself will take Hong Kong.
You nominate Sanjeev. Sanjeev, do you have the answer?
Chris Patton.
The last British governor of Hong Kong is the correct answer. 5 points to you. Next. Identify the speaker from this excerpt.
I, President of the United States, pursuant to the pardon power conferred upon me by Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution, have granted, and by these presents do grant, a full, free, and absolute pardon unto Richard Nixon.
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford is the correct answer. Another 5 points to you. Next. Identify this leader who delivered this historic speech in German at an international gathering to celebrate Indian Independence Day in January 1943.
Subhash Chandra Bose.
It is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Well done. So you pick up another 5 points to that. IIM Kozhikode have scored a century at this point. They're at 105. Here's the next starter for 10. Which German scientist won the 1918 Nobel Prize for a method of synthesizing ammonia from atmospheric nitrogen? And it's Anish from NSIT Delhi.
Haber.
Haber is the correct answer. 10 points to you. Anish, you fetch your team NSIT Delhi 3 bonus questions on the 400 club in Test cricket. There are 9 bowlers who've captured 400 or more wickets in Test cricket. Name 5 for 5 points, 7 for 10 points, and all 9 for 15 points.
Richard Hadley.
Correct.
Kapil Dev.
Correct.
Wasim Akram.
That is correct.
Muthaiya Muralitharan.
Correct.
Shane Warne.
Correct.
Anil Kumble.
Correct.
Curtly Ambrose.
Correct.
Courtney Walsh.
That is correct. That's 8. You need to name one more.
Alan Donald.
No, that is incorrect. You missed Glenn McGrath. Right? But you've got 80 on the board. NSIT Delhi. Let's move on to the next starter for 10. Which sail training ship of the Indian Navy circumnavigated the world? And it's Anish from NSIT Delhi.
Tarangini.
Tarangini is the correct answer. 10 points. Well done. We move on to the bonus questions for you, NSIT Delhi. It's on national anthems. The English version of the national anthem of which independent state begins thus? O Rome, immortal, city of martyrs and saints. Do you have the answer?
Vatican City.
That is correct. 5 points. To replace God Save the Queen, which country adopted a new national anthem in 1984, which had been voted the winner over other contenders like Waltzing Matilda in a public poll in 1977?
Australia.
That is the correct answer. Next. Which Asian country had the anthem Land of Two Rivers from 1981 to 2003?
China.
That is incorrect. The land of the two rivers is the land of the Euphrates and Tigris, which is Iraq. But you have 100 on the board, just 5 points behind IIM Kozhikode. We move on to the next starter. This one has a visual clue coming up on the screens before you. Who is this multiple Olympic gold medal winner? Mukund from NSIT Delhi has gone for it. Have to answer? You pass that. It's wrong. It goes to IIM Kozhikode. Sanjeev?
Ian Thorpe.
Ian Thorpe, the Australian swimmer, is the correct answer. Well done. 10 points. Here's the first of your bonus questions with visual clues. After which corps of commander is this T-90S tank of Russian origin being renamed?
Karna.
No, incorrect. It's Bhishma. Next. What name has been given to this helicopter developed by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited?
Mayur.
No, it's Dhruv. Advanced light helicopter made by HAL. Next, India's first indigenously built civilian aircraft. What is it called?
Saras.
Saras is the correct answer. You get 5 points there. It's still seesawing on the scoreboard at this stage. NSIT have 100. Once again, with a 20-point advantage, it's I Am Kozhikode with 120. And on to the next starter. Once again, worth 10 points. Open to both teams. Which word for the weather phenomenon, synonymous with destruction, derives from the Carib god of evil? And it's Suraj from I Am Kozhikode.
Hurricane.
Hurricane is the right answer, 10 points. Which in turn was derived from the Mayan god of creation, Huracan. You get a set of bonus questions, I Am Kozhikode, on international awards connected with India. Which gymnast was chosen India Abroad Person of the Year in 2004?
Nadia Comaneci.
In 2004, a long time after she did a perfect 10. No, it's Mohini Bhardwaj. Next. Since its inception in 1995, the International Gandhi Peace Prize has been awarded thrice to institutions. Which Bangladeshi financial organization is the only foreign institution to have been given that award?
Grameen Bank.
That is correct. Instituted in 2003, which award has been given to Anirudh Jagnath, Sridath Ramphal, and Sam Pitroda, among many others? Do you have an answer?
Pravasi Bhartiya Samman.
Say it.
Pravasi Bhartiya Samman.
That is correct. So you need to have more conviction on your answers. There you get 5 points for that. Right, and so with that, you're at 140 now. I Am Kozhikode. NSIT Delhi, you need to break back on the buzzer. Here's the next starter for 10 points. What did Kanhaiyalal Munshi found on 7th November? And it's Rohan from NSIT Delhi.
Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan.
That is correct. 10
Yes.
points to you. And you get a set of bonus questions for your team, Rohan Murarka, on constellations. If the 88 constellations are arranged in alphabetical order, then Volans, or the flying fish, is the last. Which is the first?
Constellation. Andromeda.
Andromeda is the correct answer. 5 points. Next. Which constellation, usually represented as a maiden holding a sheaf of grain, was known in ancient times as a fertility or harvest symbol?
Virgo.
That is correct. Another 5 points. Which constellation was known to the Romans as Septentriones, meaning 7 plowing oxen, and forms an easily identified outline resembling a giant ladle?
Big Dipper.
I'll accept that. Big Dipper, or the Ursa Major, or the Great Bear. And so you pick up another 5 points there. You max that. Well done, NSIT Delhi. Here's the next starter for 10 points, open to both teams. What is the English translation of Nietzsche's coinage, Ubermensch? And it's Rohan from NSIT Delhi.
Superman.
That is correct, from George Bernard Shaw's Man and Superman. And so NSIT Delhi now edge even closer to I Am Kozhikode. They're just 5 points behind. NSIT, you get a set of bonus questions on mountain passes. Which treacherous Himalayan mountain pass, named after the Tibetan word for a heap of dead bodies, separates Manali from the Lahaul Valley?
Rohtang Pass.
That is correct. In which mountain range that shares its name with a Dravidian language and is a southern offshoot of the Himalayas would one find the Bolan Pass connecting Quetta with Sibi in Baluchistan?
Karakoram.
No, that is incorrect. It's the central Brahui range with the correct answer. Next, what is the Tibetan word for mountain pass?
La.
And that la could be a la because now you have the lead at this point. Going into our second and last break on University Challenge, I Am Kozhikode are at 140, but with a slender margin of just 5 points, it's NSIT Delhi, the lead at 145. We have a seesaw battle going on here on this final of University Challenge. As we go into the last segment, there's virtually nothing to choose between the two teams. Let's find out which way it goes in the last and final segment. We'll conduct that round after a very short break. Till then, stay with us. Welcome back to this final of University Challenge. This contest is poised on a knife's edge after a somewhat nervous start, with both teams missing as many as they were hitting. The contest is fully warmed up now. There's next to nothing to choose between the teams. I Am Kozhikode at 140 points. Just 5 points ahead of them are NSIT Delhi at 145. This is the lap that matters. This is the one that will decide who will wind up champions of University Challenge in India at the end of the second series. Best of luck to both of the teams. It's as much a battle of nerves from this point on as a battle of knowledge. Here's the next starter for 10 points. The invention of which accompanying musical instrument, now popular with Indian singers, is ascribed, Anish from NSIT Delhi?
Violin.
That is incorrect. That's an interruption, so 5 points taken away. I'll complete the question for the other team. I am Kozhikode. The invention of which accompanying musical instrument, now popular with Indian singers, is ascribed to Alexander Debain in Paris around 1840? Suraj?
The
Does it have a name?
starts with a T.
It starts with a T? No, it's the harmonium. And here's the next starter for 10, open to both teams. But Gentlemen Marry Brunettes is a sequel to which 1926? Rohan from NSIT Delhi?
Gentlemen prefer blondes.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. Gentlemen prefer blondes, but marry brunettes. And so, Rohan, you knew that, and that fetches your team a set of bonus questions on doctors in films. Which psychiatrist has acted under directors like Shyam Benegal in Nishant, Meera Nair in Mississippi Masala, and Satyajit Ray in Sadgati, and has been director of the Film and Television Institute of India in Pune? Do you have an answer?
Dr. Sriram Lagu.
No, it's Dr. Mohan Agashe. Next, name the directorial film debut of Chandra Prakash Trivedi.
Yeah, okay, the film is?
Do you have an answer?
Pass.
It's Pinjar. Next. Which Pune-based actor and qualified ENT surgeon, the doyen of Marathi theatre, played the role of Gopal Krishna Gokhale in Richard Attenborough's Gandhi?
Okay. Dr. Sriram Lagu.
This time you're right. Correct. You pick up at least 5 points over there. Next out of both teams on the buzzer. Which 20th century German scientist's epitaph reads, "He lies..."
Werner Heisenberg.
You knew that! 10 points! Well done! Rohan went for it even before he heard the operative part of the question, but he was lucky there. The epitaph reads, "He lies somewhere here." And of course, that was Werner Heisenberg, the author of the uncertainty principle. And so you pick up 10 points. Rohan, you also get a set of bonus questions for your team NSIT Delhi on monsters. Which biblical monster that resembles a giant snake is now used to mean something extremely large or massive?
A Leviathan.
Leviathan is the correct answer. Next, according to Jewish legend, which biblical monster is now used to describe something extremely large and powerful which will fight a battle with the Leviathan?
Gargantuan.
No, it's Behemoth, which is the correct answer. Next, the Yeti or abominable snowman is believed to live in the Himalayas. What is a North American counterpart of the Yeti, believed to live in the Rocky Mountains, known as?
I nominate Anish.
Anish?
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch or Bigfoot is correct. You pick up another 5 points. So here's the next starter, open to both teams on the buzzer. Identify the poet whose work written in the 18th century has been used in this popular song. Yes, Mukund, you went for it very early.
Bulla Shah.
Bulle Shah is the correct answer, another 10 points. Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology is exulting with the answers they're getting right, and they're building on their lead. They're 185 now. That's Baba Bulle Shah. That song, of course, is sung by Rabbi, and so you get a set of bonus questions. I want you to identify the legendary vocalist singing this composition in one of the all-time classics of Indian cinema. Do you have the answer?
Bade Ghulam Ali Ka.
Of the Patiala Gharana. Correct, 5 points. Yes, that's from Mughal-e-Azam, and so you get the next clue. Identify the dance maestro rendering one of his own musical compositions in this excerpt.
Pandit Birju Maharaj.
Correct, and that's from Devdas, of course, Sky Cheered More. And so here's the final one of your audio clues. Identify the film winner of the Best Human Document Award at Cannes in 1956 from this theme composed by our guest of honor, Pandit Ravi Shankar.
Pather Panchali.
Pather Panchali is the correct answer, another 5 points. And so NSIT Delhi have reached a double century. At this stage, I am Kozhikode are marooned at around 40 points. But we have the last set of questions left. You may have enough time to break back. I am Kozhikode. In the lead at this stage with 200 is the Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology, Delhi. We've arrived at the last 5 minutes of this final of University Challenge. Here's the next starter for 10 points. Which river's chief tributaries are the Siruliyar, Theniyar, Varahanadi, and Mangalar, and rises in the Varushanad hills of western Tamil Nadu? Anish from NSIT Delhi.
Kaveri.
It's not the Kaveri. Anybody from IIM Kozhikode? Sanjeev.
Vaigai.
Vaigai is the correct answer, 10 points. That's the river which runs via Madurai. And so you get a set of bonus questions for your team, IIM Kozhikode, on the legend of King Arthur. What was the seat and court of King Arthur?
Camelot.
Correct, 5 points. Next. Which of Arthur's knights, brought up by the Lady of the Lake, later fell in love with Arthur's wife, Guinevere, according to some versions?
Lancelot.
Lancelot is correct. Next. To which island was King Arthur conveyed for the healing of his wounds after his final battle?
Albion.
No, it's Avalon, which is the correct answer. You pick up 10 points there. No time to mourn, Gaurav. Here's the next starter. For 10 points, open to both teams. What title for French crown princes was derived from the picture of a dolphin? And it's Suraj from IIM Kozhikode.
Dolphin.
Dolphin is the correct answer, another 10 points. This is a set of bonus questions for you. Linked by a flower. What is the common name for the flower called Leontopodium alpinium, from the German for noble white?
Edelweiss.
Edelweiss is correct. 5 points. Which country does the international airline Edelweiss Air AG belong to?
Austria.
No, it's not. It's Switzerland. Next. With what line does the song Edelweiss and the Sound of Music end?
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
No. Very far. It's Bless My Homeland Forever, which is the right answer. So just 5 points there. IIM Kozhikode. You're 175 now. Here's the next starter for 10. What software did Steve Ballmer of Microsoft call a cancer? And it's Suraj from IIM Kozhikode.
Linux.
Linux is correct. 10 points to you. 3 minutes for the hooter. Here's the next question. On which island off the coast of Andhra Pradesh is the Satish Dhawan Space Center located?
Sriharikota.
That is the correct answer. All the bonus questions are on Indian islands. Malayalam is the principal language in all but one of the inhabited islands of Lakshadweep, where Mahal, a language common to Maldives, is spoken.
Suraj.
Which island is that?
I nominate Suraj.
Suraj.
Minicoy.
Minicoy is the right answer, another 5 points. Which island fell to the Portuguese in 1535 and remained a Portuguese colony until 1961 and is situated in the Gulf of Kambat?
Diu.
Diu is the correct answer, another 5 points to you. We have an absolute humding of a contest. Both teams are at 200 points apiece. Here's the next question with less than 3 minutes. What sporting term is derived from the young man who attended on Mary, later Queen of Scots, on the golf links in the 16th century? And it's Sanjeev from IIM Kozhikode.
Caddy.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. The young man folk called cadets, from which you get caddy. A set of bonus questions for you, IIM Kozhikode, linked by the name of a ruler. Which historical personality did Marlon Brando portray in the 1954 film Desiree, directed by Henry Costa?
Mark Antony.
No, it's not. It's Napoleon Bonaparte.
Okay.
Which character from a poem by T.S. Eliot described as the Napoleon of crime lends his name to the prize awarded for crime fiction by Mystery Readers International?
Jack the Ripper.
No, it's not. It's Macavity. Next. Which famous 20th century book charts the progress to power made by a dictator named Napoleon?
Pass.
You missed that. It's Animal Farm, but you have 210 on the board. Here's the next starter for both teams. NSIT Delhi, look sharp. The name of which canine crime-fighting cartoon character has been inspired from Frank Sinatra's improvised vocals in Strangers in the Night? Rohan?
Scooby-Doo.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. You break back, 210 apiece. A set of bonus questions for you, NSIT Delhi, on the 12 Jyotirlingas. According to the Skanda Purana, which of the 12 Jyotirlingas of Lord Shiva was worshipped by the moon to rid himself of a curse of Daksha?
Somnath.
That is correct, 5 points. Which woman ruler of Indore rebuilt the current structure of the Kashi Vishwanath temple that houses the Vishveshwar Jyotirling in the 1770s?
Ahilyabai Holkar.
That is correct, another 5 points. By what name is Lord Shiva worshipped in the Jyotirlinga in Sri Sailam near Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh? Have to rush you.
I nominate Mukund.
Mukund.
Triambakeshwar.
No, it's not. It's Mallikarjun. Here's the next start open the both teams on the buzzer. Published in 1867, the first volume of which seminal book is dedicated, in quotes, to my unforgettable friend Wilhelm Wolff, intrepid, faithful, noble protagonist of the proletariat? And it's Suraj from IIM Kozhikode.
Communist Manifesto.
No, it's not. The question passes to NSIT Delhi. Mukund.
Das Capital.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. Less than half a minute left. Here are the bonus questions on shared names. What name is common to an Irish revolutionary leader who was assassinated during the Irish Civil War and an American lunar astronaut?
It's Michael Collins. Michael Collins.
Michael Collins.
That is correct. 5 points. What name is common to a classical fictional character and an American illusionist famous for his act of making the Statue of Liberty vanish as well as walking through the Great Wall of China?
David Copperfield.
Correct. 5 points. Next. Which name is common to a fictional detective's friend and a legendary Nobel Prize-winning biologist?
Yes!
It's James Watson, and that's the bell at the bell.
Yes.
We have a result. At 210, it's I am Curry Code. You fought well, but not well enough. The title of University Challenge Champions goes to the Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology, Delhi, with 240 points. Congratulations. And so, after a very close contest, which has been typical of this series, we've arrived at the crowning moment of this year's final of University Challenge. To share his impressions of this contest and to give away this University Challenge trophy to the winners, I'd like to invite onto the podium our guest of honor, a legend in his lifetime and a master of the sitar, Pandit Ravi Shankar. That was a seesaw contest right till virtually the very end. What did you think of that?
For me, it's a mind-boggling experience, really, to be presiding on this quiz contest. Especially for me, an educated person, not even matriculate, and to be in this surrounding, seeing these brilliant young people, I'm really overwhelmed. You see, contest has been quite an old thing in olden India also. When you think of great Shankaracharya, Ramanujam and Vallabhacharya, they were people also, they traveled all over the country, north, east, west, south, and had contests with all the local great scholars. And same thing happened later on in the Mughal darbars and the darbars of the Maharajas, where two musicians were together put to sing or play any instrument. And anyone who was faster in speed or better in every way, he was given the prize of a sack of gold or even a great piece of land. So this has been there, and it's wonderful to see today all these young, brilliant people with their quick, scintillating mind being so fantastic. This gives me such great hope for the future, for our country, for a better and greater India. I'm really very happy. Thank you. My congratulations to the winning team, and also I congratulate who are the, I won't say, what is the real?
Runners-up.
Absolutely. And together you are all going to do wonderful thing for the country. God bless you. Thank you.
Well, Panditji, we can't offer a sack of gold on University Challenge. It's a prestige, but we do have a trophy. May I now request the winning team to step up to receive the trophy of University Challenge from Pandit Ravi Shankar. Abhishek Dimri, Anish Johnson, Mukund Krishnan, and the captain, Ron Morarka, who will receive the trophy from Pandit Ravi Shankar. All that remains now before wrapping up this second series of University Challenge is to thank our esteemed guest of honor, Pandit Ravi Shankar, for having graced this occasion and for having given away the trophy. Our congratulations to the winning team, Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology, Delhi, and a commiseration to the very valiant runners-up, IIM Kozhikode, for having made a match of it till the very dying minutes of the match. I'd like to thank all of the participants, all of the teams who took part in this year's University Challenge, and my thanks to the viewers. Till we meet again, On behalf of the entire University Challenge team, it's goodbye from me, Siddharth Basu. Goodbye.